Very nice introduction. Thank you very much. How's it going, Nicole?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. I can't complain at all. Happy to talk
Good.
to you today about the show. I kind of binge watched a lot of it last night, and that's very interesting.
Okay.
Very, very
Yeah,
interesting.
it sure is. Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, let's talk about it.
So, first question I have to ask is, did you ever think would end up on a reality dating show searching for love?
No, not at all. I would say pre-pandemic, my dating life was just fine and as vibrant as anybody else's. But unfortunately, we were in a circumstance in which we couldn't really be face to face with people. Um, and I felt like when this opportunity came and presented itself to me, well, this is great. Like, this is a chance for me to meet new people in a safe environment and see where that can take us.
Awesome, awesome. In the show, you develop instant attractions and some of the suitors' feelings, and rather quickly. You know, what do you say to people who watch these shows and see that sometimes that the relationships in the end really don't work out? They kind of look at these things, think, be kind of skeptical of them. What do you say to those kind of people that think that is this really happening, or they don't think it's really real, like the love is real?
Yeah, I mean, I get that. We don't typically date multiple people at one time in a really short amount of time. Like, that's not natural, right? But I will say, though, that a process like this, in which you're completely away from everything that's familiar to you, you're away from electronics and technology and everything like that. Like, you really do have time to focus on the things that really mean the most to you. And in that moment, the thing that means most to all of us is developing a deeper connection with somebody. So although a lot of people might be skeptical about it, I think that this kind of process can work if you really just like lean yourself into it and open yourself up to it.
Now, there were some very emotional moments, especially during the final dances, which I found absolutely fascinating because having a conversation while doing a waltz like that was just absolutely funny to me. But it was dope. I really enjoyed it. Was there so who was the hardest person for you to actually tell, hey, you're not gonna make it, I don't see this working?
Oh gosh. It's a toss up, honestly, between two gentlemen, Mr. King, who I let go in the third episode, and Mr. Holland, who I let go. I can't remember what episode it was, but I think it was around the Bacchanal time, maybe the episode after. Um, the two of them meant so much to me from an emotional standpoint. They were both incredible guys, so sweet, amazing on paper, just the kind of guys that you'd want around your family, no doubt about that. Um, However, I just didn't feel that spark with them. And I think it's really confusing for people to watch that and see me get so emotional about sending people home. They're like, well, then why would you send them home? And it's like, you can't get upset, or you can't always understand where people's heart is at, and um, I adore them both dearly, but I just knew in my heart that I wouldn't get to the same place that they were in the relationship.
I felt the energy. I felt why you couldn't, why it's hard to let these people, because you can't keep them all. So it's totally understandable.
Yeah, I have to
It's
walk
not
away with
encouraged.
just one. Yeah.
Exactly. I totally understandable. Now, the courtship is unique, not just because of the show's theme, it's a theme reality dating show, but the fact that you have your court or your family and your friends on that show throughout every episode, pretty much helping you make this important decision in your life. Now, I'm from New York, I'm from Brooklyn, and I'm around a lot of West Indian and Haitian families. And I found it very unique that your dad and your mom was very much down with. I understand your sister. Your sister was having a ball, but your parents and I was kind, and I'm pretty sure West Indian fans kind of looking at this like this is kind of strange, But it was kind of refreshing to see your dad was really into this, and your mom were both really into this process. Can you break down that conversation with them and telling them about this show and them being involved?
Right. Oh gosh. Well, I'm glad that it appears that they were having the best time ever, because they did once we did film, but let me tell you, they were not down to be on TV.
Uh,
I remember when the show was presented to me and I told them, I was like, hey, I have this cool opportunity. And the only way I can do it is if, my family comes. This is very not traditional. And, I know that this isn't how you met your significant other back in the day, mom and dad, but this is something I want to do. And as the process went along, and I got closer and closer to being, the person that was picked to be the heroine, um, they realized, they were like, well, like we want to support her and we'll do it. But let me tell you, it was not in their comfort zone at all. So this is not like a Haitian family thing or anything like that. Okay. But I think what it came down to is that they like my family, we do anything for each other. Even if it's something as uncomfortable as putting yourself on reality TV, like that just speaks volumes about how much my family cares about me and loves me and wants to support me.
So to them, gotta gotta salute them for that because it is hard being on TV. It's hard even being on camera like this sometimes. So I definitely understand. They
Mm-hmm.
look like they were totally down for it. I couldn't even tell. So they did pretty well.
Right. Don't they just look like the king and queen? I just think they're the cutest things. I'm like,
Yes, they
I
did.
love it.
They definitely did. Now, I know you did this one time. Now let's just say you get another, this hypothetically speaking, this doesn't work out, and they give you another opportunity to be on another themed reality dating TV show. What would you want that theme to be? If you already did this one, this era, what would you want the next theme to be?
Well, I mean, this is assuming that I how this one ends would okay,
Right.
hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically
Okay,
speaking.
hypothetically speaking. It'd be really fun. And actually, I thought about this a lot while we were filming. I was like, a Game of Thrones, like medieval theme. I'm like, I just want to look like Khaleesi. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be pretty dope. Like, the guys look like Dothrakis. That'd be awesome. Anyway. um, no, but that's what made this show so fun, though, is because we like let our hair down and dressed up in costume, and the guys were wearing like tights and cravats and I normally don't even wear dresses, and I was wearing dresses. Like the whole thing was out of our comfort zones, but that made us even more vulnerable to the process and just kind of like let our hair down and have fun and not take it too seriously.
I don't think any of the ladies would be mad that you have a whole castle full of Dothraki men walking around trying to get
I
you
tell
attention.
you, I'm like, right? This is a good idea.
It's a great idea. I think everyone would totally watch that. And for my final question, throughout the show, I noticed the camera did this amazing thing where it focused specifically on your eyes a lot and how you looked at your suitors. And I ain't gonna lie, it worked on me because you have this amazing gaze, and I could totally understand why these men felt the way they did just based off the way you looked at them. Now, combined with
Thank you.
your smile, of course, would you call that like your superpower, your gaze? Because you do have amazing peepers, by the way, so it's awesome. But
Well,
would you
thank
call that? Would you
you.
define that? Would you call that like your superpower when it comes to like dating and getting into the soul of a
Yeah.
man?
You know what? I'm glad that you brought that up because that's something that I've been doing my whole life. It's so funny. My parents are always like, you give this look. And they said when I was born, they were holding me once. And my mom was like, you were looking into my eyes as if you had known everything about the world and you were trying to convey it to me. And she was like, you've had that look since you were born. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to keep using that look. Clearly, I'm going to get that stuff copyrighted. Like this is a good, you know what I mean? Like, but I think it did make the guys feel like I really cared about them. And for me, eye contact is so important. It shows that I'm listening and that I care about you and that I want to get to know more about you and that I'm not just hearing your words. Like I want to feel what you're feeling in that moment. And so I think it allowed me to, get the guys to open up even more. At least I hope.
I think it did. I think it worked. I think it worked a lot. So I was confessing to the TV screen myself, like, man, this gaze is something else. But
That's so funny.
I'm not big on dating shows, but I'm definitely enjoying this one. I like the whole premise around it. I think it's fun. And I'm rooting for you, and I hope you do find love out of this cast of great guys. So I'm
Thank
rooting for
you.
you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for talking with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. All right. Bye.